Hi everyone, welcome to the session of ECA Electronic Circuit Analysis. In this class, I am going to give the demo on the introduction part of oscillators. So this is your fourth unit according to your syllabus. So in this topic, we will learn about what is meant by oscillator, what is Barkhausen criteria, and what are the types of oscillators, and how the conditions is satisfied. That means how the Barkhausen criteria is satisfied in each and every oscillator, and which type of feedback we are using in the oscillator. And next, what is the frequency of oscillation, as well as what is meant by heat sink. So these topics we will learn in this unit. So that is oscillators. Okay. And next, first of all, what is meant by oscillator? So the definition of an oscillator is, that means oscillator can also be defined as it is an electronic circuit which converts this signal into a signal at a very high frequency, or an oscillator generates the output without any AC input signal. The electronic circuit which generates the output signal without any AC input signal, without giving any AC input signal. The circuit which generates the AC output signal is known as oscillator. Okay, AC signal means the signal which varies in accordance with the time period. Okay, so this circuit generates the AC signal without giving any AC input signal, as well as it also converts the DC signal or DC energy into AC signal or AC energy. Okay, so here normally an amplifier operates with some positive feedback. So we know amplifier in previous sessions, in previous units. So an amplifier operates with some negative feedback. Okay. So whereas in oscillator, that means oscillator uses some positive feedback in order to generate the oscillations. So that is about oscillator. So oscillator is an electronic circuit which generates AC output signal without giving any AC input signal. And it also converts the DC signal into an AC signal. That means here we are applying some DC signal. That DC signal is converted into an AC signal at some particular frequency, very high frequency. Okay. So here, what is the difference between an amplifier as well as an oscillator? That means we are differentiating the characteristics of an amplifier and oscillator. Okay. So normally we know the definition of an amplifier. An amplifier increases the signal strength of the input signal. That means whenever we are applying some signal to the amplifier, then we can get some amplified version of that input signal. That means the input signal is amplified by the amplifier, or the input signal increases whenever it passes through some amplifier. Okay. So whereas an oscillator generates a signal without that input signal. So without AC input signal, it generates a AC output signal. That means it provides some AC signal, but it requires DC for its operation. So here we are not applying any AC input signal for the oscillator in order to generate some AC signal, but we are applying some DC signal, and it converts that DC signal into an AC signal. So this is the main difference between the amplifier and an oscillator. So normally amplifier takes energy from the DC power source and converts into AC energy. So an oscillator produces an oscillating AC signal on its own. In amplifier, it takes the DC power source and converts into an AC energy at signal frequency, at some particular signal frequency. But oscillator produces oscillations or AC signal on its own. Okay, that means an amplifier, we should apply some input signal. We should apply some input signal in order to generate the output or AC output signal. But whereas in oscillator, we are not applying any AC input signal. It can generate AC signal on its own. Okay, so this is the difference between, this figure represents the difference between the amplifier as well as oscillator. So here we can observe For the amplifier, we are applying some input signal, AC input signal, in order to get some amplified AC output signal. And here also we are applying some DC input power. Okay. And whereas in oscillator, we are not applying any AC input signal. Without giving any AC input signal, it generates some output signal, AC output signal. Okay. So that is the difference between amplifier and oscillator. But here also we are applying some DC power input. Okay. Next. So next one, the frequency, waveform, and the magnitude of AC power generated by an amplifier is controlled by the signal voltage applied at the input. So for the oscillator, that means for an oscillator, those parameters are controlled by the components in the circuit itself, which means no external controlling voltage is required. So in amplifier, the frequency of the amplifier, the output waveform of the amplifier, and the magnitude of the AC output power is controlled by the AC signal, which is applying. That means we are applying some AC input signal for the amplifier. The output parameters, that means the frequency or the output waveform, magnitude, as well as the power. So these all parameters depends on the input signal. But whereas in the oscillator, these parameters are controlled by the components in the circuit itself. So, which means that no external controlling voltage is required for the oscillator in order to controlling the output signal parameters. Okay, and we can also say that oscillators oscillators also be considered as opposite to the rectifiers, because in the rectifier it converts. That means rectifier means it converts a signal into a pulsating DC or a DC signal, whereas oscillator converts the DC signal into an AC signal. So if you observe the figure, in oscillator, just we are applying some DC signal, it converts that DC signal into an AC signal. But whereas in rectifier, the rectifier converts the AC signal into a pulsating DC. So that means oscillator can be considered as opposite to the rectifier. Okay. So this is the difference between the amplifier and an oscillator. And next one, classification of oscillators. How we can classify the oscillators? So normally oscillators are classified into the following categories. Like first one is sinusoidal oscillator. So what is meant by sinusoidal oscillator? So the oscillators that produce an output waveform having a sine waveform are called sinusoidal or harmonic oscillator. So that is the oscillator which generates a sinusoidal waveform at the output, then those type of oscillators are known as sinusoidal oscillators. And the oscillators provide the output in the range of frequency, that is 20 Hz to 1 GHz. So sinusoidal oscillators are the oscillators which generates sinusoidal output waveform in the frequency range of 20 Hz to 1 GHz. Next one is non-sinusoidal oscillators. So as the name indicates, the oscillators which produces the output waveform, that is non-sinusoidal waveform like square wave, rectangular wave, or sawtooth wave. So those type of oscillators are called as non-sinusoidal oscillators. The other name for the non-sinusoidal oscillator is relaxation oscillator. Sinusoidal oscillator can also be called as harmonic oscillator, and non-sinusoidal oscillator can also be called as relaxation oscillator. And the oscillators which generate non-sinusoidal wave is known as non-sinusoidal oscillators. Non-sinusoidal waveform means like square wave, rectangular wave, or sawtooth wave. Okay. So these oscillators provide the output signal or output waveform in the range of frequency, that is 0 Hz to 20 MHz. Okay. So these are two types of oscillators: sinusoidal oscillators and non-sinusoidal oscillators. Again, the sinusoidal oscillators can be classified as the following categories. Like first one, tuned circuit oscillators. We can also call it as LC oscillators. Tuned circuit oscillators or LC oscillators. So normally, depending on the components which we are using in the oscillators, we can classify the sinusoidal oscillators as LC oscillators has, and RC oscillators. Depending on the components which we are using in the oscillator, we can classify the sinusoidal oscillators as LC oscillators and RC oscillators. So that is, these LC oscillators uses tuned circuit consisting of inductors, capacitance or capacitors used to generate the high frequency signal. So that means if the oscillator uses inductors and capacitors in the circuit, then those type of oscillators are called LC oscillators or tuned circuit oscillators. If you are using LC components, LC component in the feedback network or in the circuit, then that type of circuit is known as tuned circuit or LC. Okay. So the other name for the LC oscillator is RF oscillator, that is radio frequency oscillator. Okay. The examples for the LC oscillators are Hartley oscillator, Colpitts oscillator, and Clap oscillator. So these are the examples for the LC oscillators. That means these oscillators uses inductors and capacitors in those circuits. Okay. So next one is RC oscillators. So these oscillators uses resistors and capacitors in the circuit to generate the low frequency signals or audio frequency signals. So the oscillators which uses resistors and capacitors in the circuit, then that type of oscillators are known as RC oscillators, and these oscillators generate low frequency signals or audio frequency signals. So that's why the other name for the RC oscillator is audio frequency oscillator. Audio frequency oscillator. So examples for the RC oscillator are phase shift, RC phase shift oscillator and Wien bridge oscillator. These are the examples for the RC oscillators. That means these two types of oscillators uses resistors and capacitors in those circuits. So next one is crystal oscillators. So these oscillators uses quartz crystal, and are used to generate highly stabilized output signal with a frequency range up to 10 MHz. So the oscillator which uses a crystal, that is a quartz crystal in the circuit or in the feedback network, then that type of oscillator is known as crystal oscillator. Okay. And these oscillators can generate the oscillations up to the frequency that is 10 MHz. So here the example for the crystal oscillator is piezoelectric oscillator. Example for the crystal oscillator is piezoelectric oscillator. Okay. So next type of oscillator is negative resistance oscillator. So these oscillators uses negative resistance characteristic of the devices, such as tunnel devices. So if you observe the tunnel devices, then the output if you observe the characteristics of tunnel device, then it exhibits some negative resistance characteristics. So if you are using such type of devices, and if our oscillator exhibits such type of characteristics, then that type of oscillator is known as negative resistance oscillator. Okay. So in those type of oscillators, V and I characteristics are opposite to each. Okay, we know the negative characteristics negative resistance of the tunnel device. So just if our oscillator exhibits that type of negative resistance characteristics, those type of oscillators are known as negative resistance oscillators. Okay. So a tuned diode oscillator is an example for the negative resistance oscillator. Okay. So these are all types or classifications of oscillator. First one is sinusoidal oscillator, which exhibits or which generates some sinusoidal waveforms. And non-sinusoidal waveform, that means non-sinusoidal oscillator is the oscillator which generates non-sinusoidal waveforms, like triangular waveform, square waveform, or sawtooth waveform. Again, sinusoidal waveforms can be classified as LC oscillators, RC oscillators, and negative resistance oscillators, as well as crystal oscillators. LC oscillators means the oscillators which uses inductors and capacitors in the feedback network or in the circuit. Examples are Hartley, Colpitts, Clap oscillator. RC oscillators uses resistors and capacitors in the feedback network or in the circuit. And the examples are RC phase shift oscillator, and Wien bridge oscillator. Crystal oscillator uses quartz crystal in the circuit, and the example for this one is piezoelectric oscillator. A negative resistance oscillator exhibits the negative resistance characteristics, and the example for the negative resistance oscillator is tuned diode oscillator. Okay. So next one is nature of sinusoidal oscillations. So what is the nature of oscillations? Sinusoidal oscillations. So we will observe here. The nature of oscillations in a sinusoidal waveform is generally of two types. Normally the oscillations which we are getting at the output exhibits two types of oscillations. First one, damped oscillations. Next one, undamped oscillations. First one, damped oscillations. Next one, undamped oscillations. So what is meant by damped oscillations? The oscillations whose amplitude goes on decreasing with time. The oscillations whose amplitude goes on decreasing with time. That means as the time increases, the oscillations amplitude decreases. So those type of oscillations are known as damped oscillations. Okay. So the frequency of damped oscillations may remain constant depending on the circuit parameters. So here we have the figure. So this figure represents the damped oscillations. If you observe the figure, as the time increases, as we move on to these axis, that is x-axis, then the amplitude of the oscillations decreases. Okay, so if you compare the amplitude at this position and this position, so the amplitude is high at this position, the amplitude is low at this position. That means as the time period increases, the amplitude of the oscillations or the amplitude of the output decreases. Okay, these type of oscillations are known as damped oscillations. So damped oscillations, so that means the oscillations whose amplitude goes on decrease. And next, damped oscillations are generally produced by the oscillator circuit that produce power losses. And in these damped oscillations, we can get some power loss. It does not compensate if we want to require that one. So there are some power losses when we are using when we go for some damped oscillations. Okay. So next type of oscillations are undamped oscillations. Undamped oscillations. So oscillations whose amplitude remains constant. The oscillations whose amplitude remains constant with time are called undamped oscillations. So that means as the time period increases or as the time increases, the amplitude of the oscillations will not change. That means the amplitude of the oscillations remains constant with the time. So those type of oscillations are called undamped oscillations, and the frequency of those oscillations remains constant. And undamped oscillations are generally produced by the oscillator circuit that produces some no power loss and follow some compensation techniques if any power loss occurs. So in damped oscillations, we can have some power loss, and we cannot compensate if you want to require then if you want to get some power improvement. And in this case, there is no power loss, and there is we can also implement some compensation techniques if you want to get some better power. That means if you want to eliminate the power loss, then we can use some compensation techniques in this undamped oscillations circuits. Okay. So this is the figure which represents the undamped oscillations. If you observe the figure, as the time increases, the amplitude of the output wave or the amplitude of the oscillations will remain constant. So if you observe the amplitude at this position and at this position, the amplitude is same. That means it remains constant. So these type of oscillations are called undamped oscillations. Okay. So these are all two types of oscillations. That is the nature of oscillations we have in the oscillators. So next one is positive feedback. So normally in previous sessions, we go through some negative feedback amplifier. So that means what is negative feedback, why we are using negative feedback, what are the advantages of negative feedback. So when we are using some negative feedback, what is the gain, what is the bandwidth, So these topics we have already covered in previous sessions. That means when we go through some feedback amplifiers, those topics we have already discussed in that unit. So here in oscillators, we are using some positive feedback. Oscillators uses some positive feedback. So an amplifier with the positive feedback produces its output to be in phase with the input and increases the signal strength. So those type of feedback is known as, or that type of feedback is known as positive feedback. So in negative feedback, the amplifier, that means the output and the input, that means the feedback signal and the input signal are in opposite phase. So here in positive feedback, that means whenever we are using some positive feedback, an amplifier with positive feedback produces its output to be in phase with the input and increases the signal strength. So in positive feedback, that means if you are using some positive feedback, it produces the output which is in phase with the input and it also increases the signal strength. And positive feedback also be called as degenerative feedback or direct feedback. Negative feedback, the other name for the negative feedback is regenerative feedback. The other name for the positive feedback is degenerative feedback or direct feedback. So this kind of feedback makes a feedback amplifier and that one is called an oscillator. So that means if we are using some amplifier with some positive feedback, then that kind of feedback makes the feedback amplifier and those type of amplifiers are known as oscillators. Okay, and whenever we are using some positive feedback, the output signal is in phase with the input and as well as it also increases the signal strength. So the use of positive feedback results in a feedback amplifier having closed loop gain greater than the open loop gain. So here if you observe the figure, this is amplifier, basic amplifier, and this is the feedback network. Basic amplifier gain is represented as A and feedback network gain is represented as beta. So already we know the feedback amplifier. Feedback amplifier means the amplifier which uses some feedback, So here also we are using some feedback. So that's why this is the feedback amplifier. And this feedback amplifier uses some positive feedback. Positive feedback means here if you are using some positive feedback, output at the circuit or the output from this circuit is in phase with the input signal. Whenever we are using some positive feedback, the output signal is in phase with the input signal. Or else if you observe the figure, this is the feedback signal and the feedback signal is represented as some positive signal and input signal is also represented as some positive signal. That means these two signals are in phase. Here the feedback signal is represented as some positive sign and input signal is represented as some positive sign. That means these two signals are in phase and the output also is in phase with the input signal whenever we are using some positive feedback. Whereas if you go for the negative feedback, then in negative feedback, here we can have some negative sign and here we can have some positive sign. That means the phases are different. The phases are different as well as the output signal is out of phase with the input signal in negative feedback. Okay. So here this is the case which represents the positive feedback. Oscillators uses some positive feedback. In this case, these two signals, that means the output signal and the input signal are in phase. Okay, as well as because of this feedback, because of the positive feedback, output increases, output signal increases. Okay, and next, so the use of positive feedback makes some closed loop gain and the gain is greater than some open loop gain. So open loop gain means the gain without feedback. Open loop gain means gain without feedback. Closed loop gain means the gain with feedback. So if you compare the closed loop gain and open loop gain, the closed loop gain is more compared to the open loop gain. That means if you are using some positive feedback, if you are applying some positive feedback, we can get some higher voltage. That means the gain increases. So closed loop gain is greater than the open loop gain if we are using some positive feedback, and it also results some instability. Instability, that means the circuit is not stable. whenever we are using some positive field. Okay, we can get some varying amplified output signal constantly of at any desired frequency. That means we can generate some varying amplitude amplified signal at some desired frequency. At our required frequency, we can generate the oscillations. Okay, and in this case, we can face some instability problem, and as well as the gain increases. The closed loop gain is more compared to the open loop gain. So that is about oscillators. So what is an oscillator? So oscillator is an electronic circuit which generates some output signal, that is a signal, without giving any AC input signal. And it all that means here we are applying some DC signal. It converts that DC signal into an AC signal. Okay. So what is the difference between amplifier and the oscillator? So amplifier means in order to amplifier means it strengthens the weak signals. That means we can get some amplified output of input signal. Here in amplifier, we are applying some AC input signal. At the output, we can get some amplified version of those that input signal. In this case, we are applying some DC signal also. Whereas in oscillator, we are not applying any AC input signal, and it converts this DC signal which we are applying to AC output signal. Okay, this is the main difference between the amplifier and the oscillator. And next one is classification. Mainly, we have sinusoidal oscillators and non-sinusoidal oscillators. Depending on the outputs or depending on the oscillations, we can classify the oscillators as two types. Again, the sinusoidal oscillators are classified as four types: LC oscillators, RC oscillators, crystal oscillators, as well as negative resistance oscillators. And nature of sinusoidal oscillations means we have two types of oscillations: damped oscillations and undamped oscillations. Damped oscillations means the oscillations amplitude decreases with respect to time. And undamped oscillations means the amplitude remains constant with respect to time. And here in oscillators, we are using some positive feedback. Because of the positive feedback, we can get some amplifier. That means because of the positive feedback, the output signal increases and the closed loop gain increases compared to the open loop gain. And the positive feedback can also be called as degenerative feedback. And we can have some instability whenever we are using some positive feedback. And we can generate the oscillations at our desired frequency by the use of oscillator. Okay. So that is the introduction of oscillators. So thank you.